Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels, and we are here. We've got over 1,300 audios available for your listening pleasure on this channel, and this is the AEW Dark review for the 25th of May 2021. Yet again, this show has good stuff on it. Yet again, this show has completely wasteful stuff on it. I really wish there was someone regulating AEW and WWE for that matter. Both of them have too many talents. Good problem to have, but at the same time, talents often get wasted in that type of environment. Nick Canamaro with QT Marshall and the Factory defeating Duke Davis in 47 seconds. Why even have a match at that point with such a short match? Anyway, Kanemaru is not a guy that Camarado is not a guy that I'm really into. Everybody having a faction is also goofy. Last Ride Powerbomb finishes off Davis. Post match, Marshall demands that Aaron Solo have his match with Jones immediately afterwards, since they all are already out there. At least that's efficient, I suppose. Solo defeats Jones in 1 minute 41 seconds. Jones is one half of the main event and is able to give Solo a little bit of trouble, but it doesn't really amount to anything. Solo wins with a pedigree. Why is a guy in a throwaway match on a YouTube program winning with a pedigree? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, Damian Priest had better come up with a new finish, because if we're using it on YouTube shows, then that's a pretty big deal. Anyway, 10 of the Dark Order defeated Dylan McQueen with Cody Rhodes. Just over 6.5 minutes. Why is this such a long deal here? Supposedly, this is a student of the Nightmare Factory, is McQueen, and anyway, McQueen's gimmick is kind of like ROH's Dalton Castle. There's nothing of major value in the ring here. Spinebuster and a full Nelson Slam wins the match for 10 in a match that didn't need even 1/3 of the time it was given. Evil Uno and Colt Cabana, what a waste of Colt Cabana, defeat Steven Andrews and Simon Lott in just under 2 3/4 minutes. Yet another squash that doesn't need to be here to put over the Dark Order that honestly hasn't been truly relevant since the untimely passing of Brody Lee. Uno hits a couple of flatliners and pins Andrews in the process. Big Swole and Kylan King defeat the Bunny and Maddie Wenzowski with the Blade, 7:19. Again, a match that could be finished in nearly 1/3 of the time. King and Wenzowski are out and start out with the Bunny. Bunny runs away from King. King and Swole hit a double team flapjack. Wenzowski and Swole work over the back. Bunny nails Swole, and when she's running the ropes, this doesn't last very long. Swole hits a pump kick on the Bunny and crawls to a corner to tag King. We really haven't found out why these teams are together. We also don't know why the other team is together either, for that matter. So, poor booking there, in that story isn't really told of why the match is happening. And if there is no why, then there should be no match. Fallaway Slam destroys Wenzowski, clothesline, and then a German suplex for the trouble. Wenzowski covers the Kingdom Fall attempt into a facebuster, but then goes to tag the Bunny in. Bunny's on the floor, so that's no good. Runaway Bunny. and then I don't know. It just Swall and King win, but we don't know why they're together. We don't really know anything about them. Gun Club, Billy and Colton defeating Carl Hero and Liam Gray. Um, it you know it just I don't know. Billy Gunn being in the ring at 50 some odd years old without a story is goofy at this point, but Tony Khan likes to give everyone an opportunity, and that's there. Austin Gunn isn't around, so we pull out dear old dad. Billy wrestles at least probably 70% of the match, dominating Hero. How does that get an enhancement talent? Any sort of real experience that matters. Greg gets the tag. He tries a dive on Billy, who just ducks out of the way, leaving Gray to wipe out on the floor. Colton hits the Colt 45, um, and then gets the win for his team. Layla Hirsch defeats Vet Vixen. Hirsch is wasted on this program. She's got a lot of talent. She's got a lot of ambition. She's got a lot of story to tell if they'd actually let her tell it. She hits a couple suplexes and clothesline. Um, Gets a near fall and gets a cross arm breaker attempt, and her opponent gets to the ropes. Uh, Hirsch hits a knee, locks on the armbar again, and gets a submission. Anyway, Dante Martin, why just why, defeats Jason Horch. Horch is um, at least new to me. I don't think I've seen him before. Hits a nice brainbuster, and why a brainbuster needs to be in a 5-minute match, we don't know. Follows up with a Uranagi into a backbreaker across his own knee for near fall. Martin comes back with an enziguri, but missed a double jump moonsault. Why so many moves in a 5-minute match? Again, we don't know. Martin jumps from the mat to the top rope, hits a springboard moonsault for a near fall there, and then Martin jumps from the mat and catches the fall with a kick and a 450 splash, challenging Miro Friday. And some people say this is a great match. I think this is a spot match that is what wrestling has become. That now qualifies as a great match that's anything but great. Diamante defeats Ricky Tahaki. And I know I'm butchering that, but honestly, for less than 3 minutes, is it really worth it to know the name when we're probably not going to see them, uh, in a major way again? Diamante goes for the Cazadora, hits a stunner. Her opponent pushes her off, and Diamante then hits a code red for the win. Too many women that don't have stories for my taste. Speaking of guys that don't have stories that are around too much for my taste, the good news is I read online the other day that Joey Janela, his contract should be coming to an end before the end of the year. If there is a higher power anywhere in the universe, he will be let go, or at least reduced to retrieving the gum from under the seats at all the road shows that AEW is going to do. Anyway, Joey Janela with Sonny Kiss, another guy they're wasting, defeats Bear Bronson. Nearly 8 3/4 minutes here. What a waste of time. I want those 8 minutes back. Bronson hits forearm. Janela goes flying out of the ring like anyone cares how he sells. He gets back in, and he pulls a flip dive off cuts a flip off of the clothesline he receives, and then Bronson hits a spine buster and gets a near fall out of it. Bronson tries to go for another clothesline. Janela counters that with a sit-down splash for near fall, which, I don't know, after all the punishment he's taking, shouldn't he actually sell for more than 47 seconds? Uh, Janela goes for a sunset flip, but that doesn't go well. Bronson counters that with a sit-down splash, and Bronson misses a super kick, which, since that's the official finishing move and mascot of the promotion, shouldn't that be a pretty big deal? Uh, there's a superplex, or actually a suplex into the buckles, rather, by Janela, which is another uh, shot. And um, anyway, so finally Janela mercifully ends the match with a wannabe Randy Savage elbow off the top rope. Alex Marvez interviews Janela to talk about the Sunny Kiss versus Brian Cage match coming up later. Why that interview needed to take place, we really don't know. Anyway, Angelico defeats Ryzen in 4 3/4 minutes. Angelico is a guy, again, they're wasting. Um, Spends a good bit of the match working over Ryzen's knee, does Angelico. Ryzen has a brief comeback because we need everyone to get their stuff in. And then the comeback misses a moonsault and injures his knee further. Angelico locks in the deathlock for a submission. Then we go to Julia Hart with the Varsity Blondes defeating Tasha Price in 4 minutes. Hart gets a win. Now that she's part of the Blondes, I guess we give her a mini push that really doesn't matter in 3 months anyway. Anyway, she needs to tighten up her strikes. She hits a standing moonsault. We've already seen 3 of those in the show, so it's not that impressive. For a near fall, Hart gets a win with a split leg drop. Anyway, speaking of split leg drop, this is the final match of the show. Refuse to call it main event because it's not treated like one. Brian Cage with Hook defeats Sunny Kiss with Joey Janela. The fact that I have to see Janela twice in the show makes me want to vomit. Anyway, Kiss goes into the ring post, and Cage hooks a Boston Crab on Kiss while he's in the buckle. Interesting spot, although why waste it on a match that virtually no one's going to see? Cage then goes to the floor, and or Kiss goes to the floor with a dive to the outside. Back in the ring, there's a springboard cross body getting a near fall. For Kiss, Cage comes back with a knee strike and a spinning neckbreaker for a near fall of his own. Cage goes for the drill claw, but Kiss counters it since, well, every match needs at least 18 counters. Cage turns that into a sit-out Alabama slam for a near fall. Kiss then hits a split leg for a near fall of his own, but Cage comes back with another knee and Weapon X for the finish of the match. I love AEW, but most of their stuff does not need to be there. Anyway, saved you a lot of time. We'll be back with more right after this.